I'm Jerry Kenny, and thanks for joining us for this edition of America's Survival TV on Roku. Our guest tonight is the anti-communist Brazilian writer and philosopher Olavo de Carvalho. The new book, The USA and the New World Order, features a debate in which Olavo debates one of Russian President Vladimir Putin's key advisors, Alexander Dugin. Olavo is the president of the Inter-American Institute for Philosophy, Government, and Social Thought, and is one of the scheduled speakers at the March 21st Conclave for Democracy to be held at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C. The goal of this event is to organize opposition leaders and political activists from Latin America on behalf of political and economic freedom in the Western Hemisphere. Olavo now lives in the United States, but has written extensively about how his home country of Brazil went Marxist. He said that it was through the destruction of high culture, the reduction of universities to centers of communist propaganda, and the country's descent to levels of moral degradation which would have seemed unthinkable before. Well, doesn't that sound familiar? Well, can America be saved? Can the world be saved? Those are the topics tonight on America's Survival TV. And with that, we'll go to Cliff Kincaid in the Washington, D.C. area.
Jerry, thanks a million. We do have a great treat tonight. We're going to be talking with Olavo de Carvalho, the Brazilian philosopher and writer, who can explain not only what's happened to Brazil, which is being led at the current time by Dilma Rousseff, the former communist guerrilla, but can explain the same processes that were at work in Brazil as they affect the United States, not only America under Obama, but so many different countries throughout Latin America. And he's somebody who has a long experience in living under not only Marxism, but debating the proponents of the anti-American left, including, most recently, Professor Alexander Dugin, who is an advisor to Russian President Vladimir Putin. Now, Jerry, in his introduction, mentioned this book. It's not actually out yet, but this is a pre-publication copy of Olavo debating Alexander Dugin on the subject of the New World Order and the USA. Now, the book is not out yet. This is a pre-publication copy, but we'll tell you how you can get information about this very, very interesting debate. We have to understand the competing forces in the world globally. But explain, if you would, please, what has happened first to your country of Brazil, how you were one of the sort of a voice in the wilderness down there, trying to be the resistance, speaking for the resistance to the Marxist wave, the revolutionaries who have taken power down there. How did it happen to a country like Brazil?
All the things started with an organization called the São Paulo Forum. They gave this neutral name on purpose. As Lula say, in order people didn't know what we are talking about inside. They started in 1990. It was an idea from Fidel Castro, Lula, and Lula's friend Frei Beto. They had a meeting in Havana, and they started this organization in 1990, and soon it had more than 100 organization members. This organization included legal political parties and criminal organizations, drug dealers, kidnappers, like the Chilean MIR, Movimiento de la Izquierda Revolucionaria, and the FARC, the Colombian Revolutionary Armed Forces, who has the monopoly of the drug dealing in Latin America nowadays. With a little help from Mr. Clinton, who helped the Colombian government to fight the drug dealers with the condition of not touching the political organizations. So the cartels were destroyed and the FARC got everything in their hands.